Alright guys, let's go over my gear. Right here we got the Gregory Diva 60 liter pack, and this thing weighs about almost 4 pounds, I want to say, but it's a beast and I love it. Alright, let's go over to the tent. This is my tent. It is a Mountain Hardwear Super Mega Ultralight 2-person tent, although it's pretty small. This is the footprint that goes with it. Tent poles, tent stakes are in there. All that probably weighs about 4 pounds, maybe a little bit more. Sleep system. This is the Nemo Rave, 15 degree. It doesn't really get that cold when I go hiking and camping and all that, but my very first backpacking trip, I froze my ass off. I did not want to make that same mistake again, so I went with this 15. This is a 15 sleeping bag, but I use it as a quilt. This thing right here is the Sea to Summit Thermite Reactor. This is a sleeping bag liner. It's supposed to keep you an extra 10 degrees warmer. I just kind of use it to keep myself cocooned. It's like having a sheet, and it keeps me from getting cold from the sleeping bag, because anytime you like move around, the chill from the sleeping bag kind of wakes me up. This keeps my arms intact inside instead of falling outside my sleeping pad, and I really enjoy it. Here we have a Trekology pillow that I take. I take 2 pillows with me, that one and this Nemo Pillow. Now the thing with this one is that, you know, this is all nice and soft and everything. You air it up, you blow it up, and it's supposed to be a nice little pillow. Well, it slips off my sleeping pad, so I have to actually use it upside down. This doesn't slip, so I actually put my head on top right here. I know it's kind of weird, but it works for me. I need 2 pillows. This right here is the REI Stratus. It's like an extra long, extra wide sleeping pad. It had a Nemo tensor, which was absolutely unbelievably comfortable, but I kept feeling like I was falling off of it. So I got this one. This one kind of has little bumpers on it. Now these black things right here are hair ties. If you have extra hair ties laying around, use these, because you're going to want to take them with you when you're out in the backcountry, because if you have long hair and you're anything like me, I cannot stand having my hair all over the place, all in my face and shit. So I take extra hair ties. Right here we got the Sawyer Squeeze and this little tornado tube thingamajig. So basically I go get my dirty water in these Sea Knot bags. These are absolutely wonderful, by the way. I go get dirty water, right? Fill this up, filter it into this thing right here, and I also have a 3-liter bladder that's inside my pack. I don't know if I will change from the bladder. I really enjoy using a bladder. It's nice and convenient. Here's some fuel that was a gift. I don't normally take a can this big, but I'm going to use that up. Here's my pot. This was a gift as well, and I made this little koozie around it to keep the heat in. I got a collapsible cup in order to have some coffee in the morning. I got my Snow Peaks Giga stove. There's a box it comes in, and a big lighter. And that's pretty much my food, and I keep it in this little bag. I mean, that was my cook system. This is my food system. We got some cord to throw around the tree and hang it. I keep my food in this yellow, cheap Walmart outdoor product bag. And then I put it into this rat sack. This is for all the critters. We don't really have bears out in the desert here. We do have rats and mice and gophers and squirrels and all that jazz. I keep my spoon in there as well, so that keeps critters out. Right here, I got my Columbia rain jacket. This thing is amazing. I absolutely love it. $9 at Goodwill. This was not $9. This is $9 million. This is the Mountain Hardwear Ghost Whisperer down jacket. Super duper popular on the trails. I bought it because it was a lightweight, ultralight, what have you, and it's alright. it does the trick, keeps you warm. These here are camp shoes. I get the sport version, or I think it might be the outdoor version. I can't remember, off-road version. They're a little bit thicker. Out here in the desert you get all kinds of thorns, cactus, what have you, and so I like a thicker sole. Typical med kit, first aid kit, got some ibuprofen, some off spray, Neosporin. I got a little thing to repair my tent poles if they break. I got a sleeping pad repair kit in there as well. Toothpaste, toothbrush, some, what is this called? Oh, hand sanitizer. My brain's not working. Probably because I'm coming up with the most embarrassing part of this. The toilet system. Toilet paper. Carry out your shit. Literally. Trowel. This thing, go dig a hole anytime it's poopy time. And I keep it in this bag. Let's go through my sleep clothes. Socks, extra pair of socks, keep me warm. Merino wool buff, which I absolutely love. This beanie, which is super heavy. I'm gonna use a different one. I gotta get another one. Some gloves, keep my hands warm. These merino wool REI pants. These things are so damn comfortable. They're expensive, they're comfortable. And this quarter zip top, that's like from Champion. I stole it from my sister. Thank you, sister. And I keep it in that red outdoor bag over there. Now let's talk about what I actually wear when I'm hiking. A hat, always a hat. I love hats. Sleeves. This is sun protection, also keeps you cool. Tank top. I always hike with the tank top. I just like it. Cheap sports bra from Walmart. Bandana. $9 shorts I got at Goodwill. REI hiking shorts. And this was from my old job, from the sports thing that I took part in at my old job. Let's talk shoes. Dirty girl gaiters. Absolutely, won't go anywhere without them. Darn tough socks. Love these things. Won't go anywhere without them. Ultras, 3.5. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to stick with the 3.5s. I'm wearing them right now. But I don't know if I'm going to keep at them because they kind of have this weird thing that happens in the heels of the foot right here. Like all the padding slides down to the bottom. I have 2 pairs of these. It's happened to both pairs. Trekking poles. I got these, I think at Amazon or Big 5 somewhere. They couldn't have been more than $25. They're like 4 years old. They get the job done. I'm happy with them. My electronic bag. I got the Black Diamond headlamp, the red light, this 20 milliamp battery, whatever, from Black Web. I know a lot of people use Anchor. I got that one, Black Web. This little multi-tool, it has tweezers right here. Saved my butt quite a few times because I have a tendency to get splinters. Headphones. Something to charge my phone with this little battery over here. And this wonderful tiny little knife that my brother got me, a Cricut knife. Cut the cheese. Anything else, not really for self-defense. Let's put it into the bag over there and let's see how much this puppy weighs. All right, we're back inside and that totaled out to about 24.6 pounds. Now that might seem like a lot. And I guess technically it kind of is for a base weight. That does not include food, that does not include water. However, if I had waited until my base weight became lower than 15 pounds, 12 pounds, 10 pounds, 17 pounds, heck, even 20 pounds, I'd still probably be waiting. So that might seem like it's a lot of pounds, but guess what? I still was able to get out and backpack. I've been backpacking for just over 2 years. And I have plenty of memories, and I've seen such beautiful places, regardless of how much weight I am carrying. So if you're barely getting into backpacking and you're kind of thinking maybe your base weight might be a bit heavy, it might be, but guess what? Just get out there, hike. You know, if you can only go 2 miles, if you can only go 1 mile, that's the best way to learn, is to get out there and do something. When I first started, I had an 8-pound tent. Yes, An 8-pound tent. That's ridiculous. I bought it for $35 off of OfferUp from some old man in a Jeep at a Taco Bell. Regardless, that was my first tent. Now I got a better tent, and the next one after this is gonna be even better. There are a couple things that I wanna go over really, really briefly. Something that I mentioned briefly while I was out there showing you my gear, and then 2 things that I forgot to mention. So let's go over these things really quickly. So I carry a 3-liter bladder. Now here in Arizona, so when you're out in the desert, some water sources are miles and miles apart. Some, there might not even be a water source and we have to carry out our own water. But I like to carry a 3-liter bladder. It does go in the inside of my pack, so it is a pain in the ass to try and refill. But I like the convenience of drinking through this thing without having to stop and go like this. Because once I go like this, especially on trail, like you have to stop. If you're walking and going like this, there's a root that's coming up out of the ground or a rock, and then boom, your face is gone. So obviously this is going to change when I do go to the AT. I am looking at other alternatives. Likely I'll just carry a water bottle, put a filter on the end, and drink up. Another thing I forgot to mention is this thing called a Kula cloth. This is clean. Nobody needs to be freaking out over this thing. This is a Kula cloth, not a Kulo cloth, a Kula cloth. So this handy dandy buttons up, folds in half, it hangs on the pack like so. Now the reason for this, ladies, so the reason for this handy dandy little thing, I was using just a regular handkerchief, but I switched to the Kula cloth, which is antimicrobial, which is a fancy word for it's more hygienic and other stuff. I don't really know. It's just a fancy word. But when you go number 1, instead of bringing toilet paper and having to carry out that toilet paper after you dry up and everything, you just wipe off with that bad boy, and then you just hang it on your pack and let nature dry it off. I'll get into that in a different video, but yes, that's a Kula cloth. The other thing that I did not mention was my Z-seat. This is a butt pad, an ass pad, a pad. You can fold it up like this and sit on it. If you got a bigger bottom like I do, use it this way, sit on it. But this is, when you're out hiking, there's nothing but rocks and ground to sit on. And sometimes the ground's wet. You don't want to get your butt wet. So pull this baby out, sit on this. Or maybe there's just crazy rocks that you have to sit on, and you know what? Your tushy gets a little sensitive. So pull this out, sit on this. This is phenomenal. This is one of my favorite pieces of gear, and I just love it to death. I will never not have it with me. This is wonderful. So that's what's in my pack. Let me know what you think. Leave your comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Laters.